Have you ever seen an ancient temple in your dreams that you've never visited? Or visualized a mythological story you've never actually read? Most of us think of the subconscious only as hidden drawers filled with our personal past and childhood memories. However, Carl Jung discovered that deep within our psyche, independent of our personal history, there lies a massive library belonging to all of humanity. He named this the collective unconscious. It is not formed by our personal experiences. It is inherited. Today on Shadow Atlas, we will descend into this darkest and most ancient layer of the soul, following the footsteps of Jung's own journey of discovery. In 1909, while traveling to America with Sigmund Freud, Jung had a dream that would change the history of psychology forever. In his dream, he was in a two-story house, the upper floor, a modern salon furnished with Rococo-style furniture. The ground floor, dark with a 15th century medieval atmosphere. The basement, built of Roman stone blocks and covered in dust. The cave. At the very bottom, he found a prehistoric cave carved into rock containing two skulls. Upon waking, Jung realized our consciousness, the ego, is only the top floor of that house. The lower floors are the layers of human history. That deepest cave is the root of our collective soul, the collective unconscious. While Freud interpreted the dream as a personal repressed desire, Jung saw something much grander, the historical skeleton of the human psyche. What is the difference? The personal unconscious is your spiritual warehouse of forgotten or repressed memories. The collective unconscious, however, does not come from individual experience. It is innate. Jung describes it as a universal nature. Just as every human is born with two hands or a heart, every soul is born with these common structures. Jung explains this using the rhizome, rootstock metaphor. The flowers we see above the ground, ourselves, are temporary. We wither and fade. But the massive root system beneath the earth, the collective unconscious, is immortal, giving birth to new flowers every spring. We are but temporary sprouts of that ancient root. What is the content of the collective unconscious? Jung called these archetypes. Archetypes are like empty templates or behavioral models within our minds. For example, the mother archetype. A baby doesn't know who its mother is when it enters the world, but an mother image is already waiting in its soul. This is why myths about mothers are so similar across different languages and cultures worldwide. Archetypes are not just ideas, they are energies. When an archetype becomes active, it creates a numinous effect, something both terrifying and fascinating. They can possess us or guide our lives. They are the invisible architects of the soul. In the end, the collective unconscious is not your enemy. It is your root. As Jung said, he who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakes. When the modern world severs us from our roots, we fall into a spiritual void and meaninglessness. But when we learn to read this ancient map, we realize that the eerie figures in our dreams are actually messengers of a wisdom thousands of years old. In your next dream, will you have the courage to descend into the basement of that dark house? Remember, the skulls you find in that cave are actually the oldest answers to who you truly are.